Okay, in this video, guys, what we're going to do is we are going to show you how to take your Tenacity DB Pro and set it up to handle 3S batteries, because I know this one's dirty. We had just had it out running. When you get it, it's really only able to handle a 2S battery unless you have really thin 3S batteries. But a lot of the ones that I have that are 3S 5000 milliamp hour to give me more runtime will not fit in to this setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this battery, and then we're going to go ahead and put in everything that they give you here that you need to do it. So we've got here 2 spacers and a pinion gear that we're going to install. They give you the tools to do it, but really you're better off with something like this or like these tools to get it done quickly. So I use this energy set, and it allows me to just quickly get in here and unscrew everything. So let's get to it. All right, so it's really dirty. All right, so we've got this off now. We've got our hole here. I'm gonna just get rid of some of this extra dirt that we don't need in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut open our part kit right here, because we're gonna need some of these parts that are in here. Should be a very simple job. We're not gonna sweat it too much. If you're new to RC, the hardest part is probably going to be setting up the pinion gear, but we're going to walk you through that, and so it should be pretty easy for you as well. So we have our spacer here. We're going to take it, and it's just literally going to fit. You can see the opening there, the groove, right into the other one. We're going to put it back in place here, and then we're going to use the longer screw that came included with this to go in there and cinch it down. And then we got to do another one of those for the where the receiver side of it is. So let's go ahead and get this one in place. Kind of snug it down. I don't ever go all the way in with the electric. I always leave a little room, and then I hand tighten the rest. But as you can see, it's coming down at an angle. So now we got to do this front one as well. So that looks like it's probably this one here. But you can see I'm kind of grinding out. I don't want to strip that, so I'm going to work out the extra. Sometimes I use a knife in here. There we go. So right here, you can see how dirty I still am from the bash I did with it earlier. But we wanted to go from 2S to 3S to get a little bit more punch from the car. I have lots of 3S batteries. If you don't have any batteries yet, I would just make the jump right away to the 3S for this, and I don't think you will be disappointed. You can always, if it's too much speed for you, you can turn down the speed on your controller to get a little bit less out of it in the beginning until you get used to driving it, and then bump your controller back up from the limit it to 50 or 75%. You can bump it back up to 100. All right, so we're going to screw this back in. It's that easy, and our battery tray is going to be all set up for 3S. There we go. Lots more space underneath there. And then if you wanted to put a 2S like this back in here, one of the things that you could do is just put like foam or some kind of other piece in there to kind of hold it down. So I keep things like that from all of my packaging and whatever that I can just stick in there to fill that gap and hold the battery in place. Very simple way to do it, but I'm going to be much happier with this on 3S. So now what we are recommended to do is get in here, and we're going to change out our pinion gear, make that our last part of this little move here. So I don't know the process exactly for this, but we're going to figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's going to involve removing this plastic here. Yeah, that's all it took. We can see our big pinion gear in there, but we can actually get in there and we can get this off. So let's do that first. Using the provided tools, we could get in here and get this for sure. Sometimes these are really tight though, and so you will want the extra leverage you can get by doing it on the side like this. There it went. There it went. We're able to pry it off of here. You know, this doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while you get one that is just kind of a problem. And there it goes. So we're going to put the new pinion on. So this is the larger pinion, and we want to put on the smaller one because when we have more power, the motor is going to overheat if you try and run this bigger one on 3S. It's just going to have too much battery power going through it, and the motor's going to be working so hard. So we need to just turn it down a little bit so we don't overheat the motor. All right, so what I need now is I need thread locker. So we use blue thread lock on all of the metal screws that go into metal pieces. So we'll be putting thread lock on these into the motor, and then on the grub screw going into our pinion as well. See, it's a flat spot right there. So that's what your grub screw that's in this bag is going to have to cinch to, and that'll keep it from spinning. I'm going to put a little bit of thread lock on it. I'm going to pre-install it on the pinion here to a degree. I don't want to push all the way through yet because I'm going to slide it on here now. We're going to basically line it up with where it's going to fit on the gears, like so, and we're going to tighten it down. Now, the last part is we're going to have to line the motor up to get the right mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the next screw, putting it back in there with the washer and some thread lock. And we're going to pre-thread this in here. There we go, we got some bite. I don't want to do it tight because what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to move this up. And when we move it up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper, just a standard sheet of paper, and I'm going to put it in here between the gears, and I'm going to cinch it down like this. So we have a space between our gears, about a thickness of a sheet of paper. And then I'm going to cinch both of these down, keep that motor from moving around. Because we want to keep a proper gear mesh between our pinion gear and our spur gear. Now this paper trick is one that they use. I don't usually use it, but it's a good way to teach somebody that isn't sure about mesh how much to do. And give a little bit of play in there. Looks pretty good. All right, guys, so there it is. Everything is in the kit that you need to do this quick little upgrade to make it 3S capable. If you have larger 3S batteries that don't fit in the lower mounted battery tray. But even if you do that with a battery that fits, you do want to go ahead and switch out the pinion gear on here to make sure you're not overheating your ESC or your electronics. So one thing I do notice is that with this taller one, you do have to make sure the body is catching on this corner here. You just got to flip it out just like that. Closes down. Not an issue. And we are ready to bash on 3S, guys. Can't wait. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we'll see you guys next time. Have fun RCing.